First off, how you feeling?
Good. Start of a new week.
We know you practice today. What is it that's bothering you?
The injury report will be out later. I'm sure everybody will know.
What's your relationship like with Jackson, and how do you feel about him being starting quarterback moving forward?
Building the relationship, I gotta, time spent with him through the season now, off season. So, I'm gonna support him, support everyone that's in the offense. We got a job to do, and we're gonna continue to play football.
Do you think it's the best move for this team?
The decision is not up to me; it's up to Dave's, and they thought that would.
Ladies and gentlemen, Giants fans, can you believe it? Just when we thought the drama in East Rutherford couldn't get any thicker, the New York Giants drop a midweek injury report that's got the whole NFL buzzing like a hive of angry bees at MetLife Stadium. Picture this. Your star rookie wide receiver, the kid who's been lighting up the fences like it's the 4th of July, sidelined with a shoulder tweak. Add in a kicker who's out cold, a running back nursing a separated shoulder, and a few more blue chippers on a mend. And suddenly, that desperate push for first one of the 2025 season feels like climbing Everest in flip-flops. But hold on, Big Blue faithful. This isn't the end of the story. It's week 4. The undefeated Los Angeles Chargers are rolling into town, and rookie quarterback Jackson Dart is set to make his first NFL start. With injuries piling up like traffic on the turnpike, can the Giants rally? Or will this be another heartbreaker in a season that's already tested our loyalty? Let's dive deep into Meadowlands madness, because if there's one thing Giants football teaches us, it's resilience, grit, and never, ever counting out the underdog. All right, let's kick things off with the raw facts from Wednesday's practice report, straight out of the Giants facility. Head coach Brian Daboll didn't sugarcoat it. 5 key players sat out entirely, and that's a cause for concern as the G-men prep for Sunday's 1 p.m. Eastern Time clash against the 3-0 Chargers on CBS. Leading the list is wide receiver Malik Nabers, the explosive number 6 overall pick from LSU in 2024, who's nursing a shoulder injury from that brutal collision with a Chiefs defender in the end zone last Sunday night. Nabers, who's been the heartbeat of this young offense with 28 catches for 312 yards and a touchdown through 3 games, didn't even chat with reporters post-practice. Classic sign, he's holed up in the training room, getting treatment. There's a sliver of optimism here, folks. Daboll hinted Nabers could be limited by Thursday, but if he's not suiting up, that's a massive blow to an air attack that's already averaging just 12.3 points per game. Joining Nabers on the did-not-practice sideline is tight end Theo Johnson, dealing with a pesky toe issue that could be the dreaded turf toe. Remember how that sidelined Saquon Barkley for chunks of his Giants' tenure back in the day? Johnson's been a reliable blocker and red zone threat, with 5 catches for 62 yards so far, and losing him thins out an already shallow tight end room. Then there's kicker Graham Gano, the veteran with a golden foot, who's been automatic for Big Blue since 2018. 13 of 15 field goals last season. But groin strain from pre-game warm-ups against Kansas City has him officially ruled out for Sunday. Daboll's already turning to the practice squad for relief, with Drew McAtamney and the experienced Younghoe Koo, who's nailed 85% of his career field goals with the Falcons, vying for kicking duties. Koo's the frontrunner, no doubt, given McAtamney's just 1 regular season game under his belt from preseason heroics. Rounding out the no-practice crew, defensive lineman Rakeem Nunez-Roches, the gritty veteran who's been a rotational beast with 1.5 sacks this year, hobbled by a foot injury, and rookie running back Tyrone Tracy Jr., who's facing 2 to 4 weeks sidelined with a separated shoulder from that nasty hit on a 3rd down catch against the Chiefs. Tracy's been a spark plug out of the backfield, averaging 4.8 yards per carry with 142 rushing yards and a score, and his absence means more reps for rookie Cam Skattebo, the 4th-round pick from Arizona State, who's got that high motor between the tackle style, 215 scrimmage yards already as a rook, second among first-year backs. On a brighter note, the limited participants give us some hope. Left tackle Andrew Thomas, the stud we passed on Justin Herbert to draft back in 2020, was capped at foot but could ramp up snaps after playing through pain last week. Center John Michael Schmitz Jr. with a neck tweak. Wide receiver Darius Slayton nursing a calf. Inside linebacker Darius Muaso advancing in concussion protocol to non-contact drills. And a handful of depth guys like Demetrius Flanagan Fowles, calf, Chauncey, Galston ankle, and special teamer Art Green hip. It's a laundry list, no doubt, but Daboll's preaching depth and preparation. Classic Giants grit. Now, let's peel back the layers on this injury wave, because it's not just bumps and bruises. It's a tactical nightmare for a team that's already 0-3 and staring down the barrel of a must-win at home. Start with Neighbors. That shoulder collision in the end zone wasn't just painful, it was a microcosm of this Giant offensive's fragility. He's been targeted 32 times this season, hauling in 87.5% for a league-leading 9.8 yards per catch among rookies. But without him, quarterback Jackson Dart, making his first start after that shocking benching of Russell Wilson, loses his go-to safety valve. Dart, the 25th overall pick from Ole Miss, dazzled in preseason with 372 yards and 3 scores, but against the Chargers' top 10 defense that surrendered just 50 points in 3 games, the fewest in the AFC, he'll need every weapon. Offensive coordinator Mike Kafka will likely dial up more quick slants and screens to Wan'Dale Robinson, who's been shifty with 15 catches for 150 yards, or deep shots to Slayton if his calf holds. But let's be real. The Giants' O-line, anchored by Thomas but plagued by 12 sacks allowed already, can't afford more pressure on a rookie QB who's got 0 regular season throws under his belt. Defensively, Nunez Roche's foot could cramp the rotation behind Dexter Lawrence, the all-pro DT who's wreaking havoc with 3 sacks and 10 pressures, ranking the Giants 7th in total sacks, 10, despite the 0-3 skid. That front 7, bolstered by rookie Obi Abdul-Carter's versatility, has been the one constant, holding foes to 312.7 yards per game, 12th in the NFL. But with Tracy out, the run game takes a hit. Devin Singletary steps up as a lead back, but his 3.8 yards per carry won't scare a Chargers D that's top 10 against the rush. And Gano's absence? Kickers win games in the trenches, and with Koo or McCatamney stepping in, expect Daboll to lean conservative on field goals. Remember that 52-yarder Gano nailed in Super Bowl 58 vibes. But improving legs to bite in a close one. Theo Johnson's toe adds another wrinkle. If it's turf toe, we're talking weeks, not days. Thinning the blocking for Tebow and hurting red zone efficiency, where the Giants rank 25th, 33% TD rate. Overall, these injuries expose a roster that's young and talented but brittle. Neighbors and Tracy alone account for 40% of the explosive plays this year. Daboll's strategy? Scheme around it. More 11 personnel, 3 WRs. To spread the field, play-action bootlegs for Dart to buy time, and a bend-but-don't-break D to force Justin Herbert into mistakes. Herbert's been surgical. 822 yards, 6 TDs, 105.2 rating. But the Giants' pass rush could rattle him if Lawrence gets home. It's high-wire stuff, folks, and one missed tackle or drop kick could swing it. But hey, let's pump the brakes and zoom out for some historical perspective. Because if any franchise knows about bouncing back from injury hell, it's the New York Giants. Flashback to 2007. Eli Manning, the pocket poet we all adore, was banged up early, but that G-Men squad started 0-2, riddled with dings to Plaxico Burress and the O-line, yet rallied behind a ferocious defense led by Michael Strahan's 22.5 sack season to shock the NFL and hoist Super Bowl 42 over the Pats. Or 2011, when Manning's crew swept the Eagles and Cowboys en route to another ring. Despite nagging injuries to Ahmad Bradshaw and the secondary, David Tyree's helmet catch wasn't just magic. It was grit personified. Fast forward to the post-Illa era. The Giants haven't sniffed the playoffs since 2022's wildcard miracle 9-7-1 record, going 15-35-1 since, with Daniel Jones' injury-plagued tenure a sore reminder of fragility. This year's 0-3 start mirrors 2019's early stumble, when Jones debuted against Tampa and threw for 336 yards, but they finished 4-12. Statistically, the Giants' 12.3 points per game ranked 31st, a far cry from 2022's 21.5, but their D's 21.3 points allowed 15th, and 7 interceptions, tied for third, screen potential. Against the Chargers, whom they lead 5-8 all-time but trail 2-6 at home since the merger, the under has hit in 4 of the last 5 meetings. Low-scoring slugfest alert. In the NFC snake pit, where rivalries burn hotter than a Jersey summer, these injuries sting extra. The Cowboys just edged us 40-37 in Week 2. The Commanders stole one in Week 1. And with Philly looming in Week 5, a loss to LA drops us to 0-4, buried in the basement. But remember the 65-48-2 edge over Dallas? That's the fire that fuels us. Giants history is New York tough. From the Polo Grounds glory of 1925 to the Meadowlands miracles, we've turned scars into championships. MetLife, since 2010, has hosted icons like Victor Cruz's salsa celebrations and Odell Beckham Jr.'s one-handed grabs. But it's the fans, the ones tailgate with pastrami on rye, belting Sweet Caroline halftime, who make it electric. Let's bring in some voices to cut through the noise. Imagine chatting with Giants legend Carl Banks, the linebacker from those 86 and 90 Super Bowl squads. Look, injuries are part of the game, but this D we've got, Lawrence and Carter can tee off on Herbert. As for Neighbors, praise back, kid's a game changer. But Dart, give him the ball. Rookies like Eli and O4 turn pressure into gold. Spot on, Carl. Now, picture a diehard fan in section 314, scarf wrapped tight. Neighbors out, Tracy down. It's brutal, man, but that's Giants ball. We bled blue through worse. Cool better nail that game winner. Or I'm rioting at the parking lot barbecue. And from Dable himself, post report, we're banged up, yeah, but depth is why we built this roster. Skatebo's ready to rumble, and if Neighbors practices tomorrow, we're golden. Fictitious or not, these quotes capture pulse. Hope lays with that New York edge SO. What does this injury report mean for the season's arc? Big implications, folks. A win Sunday catapults the Giants to 1-3, injecting life before the Eagles' blood feud. Philly's beaten us 7 straight, but with their own drama, it's winnable. Drop to 0-4, playoffs fade to black. Turning eyes to the 2026 draft for an OT to pair with Thomas, or another WR to replace a potentially lost Neighbors. Dart's debut is pivotal. If he slings 250 yards and a score, he's the future. But against Derwin James and Joey Bosa's crew, top 5D allowing 17.7 points. Mistakes could snowball. Long term, this tests GM Joe Schoen's depth building. Practice squad call-ups like Kusho smarts but chronic O-line woes, 12 sacks, scream for fixes. Playoff odds? Currently 8% per models. But a home upset flips that script. And the kicker battle? High-stakes theater. Kuz experience edges McCatamney, but pressure amplifies everything to here's my bold call. Neighbors suits up limited. Dart dazzles with 220 yards and a rushing TD. Skatebo grinds 90 yards, and Lawrence sacks Herbert twice. Giants pull a 23-20 shocker on Kuz 45-yarder as time expires. First win, baby. Chargers cover the 6.5 spread? Nah. Underdog magic prevails in a defensive grind. But if injuries mount, it's 27-13 LA, dropping us deeper. For a dash of fun, did you know the Giants' 1986 Super Bowl run featured LT terrorizing QBs amid a flu-riddled roster? Or that MetLife's hosted U2 concerts between Eli's rings? Talk about blue-collar entertainment. Culturally, this feels like The Blind Side meets Moneyball, underdog rebuild, with Dart as a raw talent and injuries as the plot twist. On X, fans are raging. Neighbors DNP? Fire the trainer versus Skatebo's our Barkley 2.0. Pure New York passion. Giants Nation, this is your rally cry. Tune in Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS. Watch Dart's debut, cheer Skatebo's runs, and will Neighbors back on the field? Head to X. Drop your hot takes. Will the G-Men snap the skid? Tag us. Share your MetLife stories, and keep those blue flags waving. We've conquered worse. Let's go Giants. One play, one win at a time.